Welcome back to Salty Sunshine Podcast. This is your host, Lisa. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I wanted to hop on here. I can't hold back anymore because she was camping this weekend and I want to talk everything Love Island. Like, there's so much to catch up on. So if I wait for her, we're going to be so far behind. I've spent my whole weekend doing two things. Like I said on last episode, there's a stray cat in my neighborhood that I'm obsessed with. I call him Mr. Cheddars. He's so cute. He's white and orange. If you go to our TikTok page or Instagram, you'll see his videos and photos. He's so cute. I actually I'm trying to raise funds. So if anybody wants to help the cause, you can Cash App at Truly Lovable 77 or PayPal Lisa Lopez 95. Um, anyways, I took him to the vet. I captured him. It was a whole ordeal. I mean, he's pretty good, actually. I put like a medium dog cage in the back trunk. I pulled around the corner and he always lets me pick him up for hugs and kisses, but I've never like walked with him and stuck him in anything. I just threw him in there, which was super easy because it's a big cage. And then when I got home, I just brought the huge cage with him with a towel over inside. And he was an angel baby throughout the night. He didn't make a peep. He's such a good boy. And then the next morning, I took him to the vet, left him there all day, and then picked him up. They did all the things. They said he was an absolute angel. They didn't believe he was a stray. They couldn't believe he was, because orange cats apparently are crazy and feisty. And they said he was none of the above. Even after waking up from anesthesia, he was like, he didn't make a peep. He let them handle him. He didn't give them any trouble. He's such a good boy. So I'm so happy that I helped him because he's so deserving. And at least I'm going to put him back out tomorrow because he hasn't used a litter box the entire weekend. And I did kind of like massage his stomach yesterday because I was nervous. He peed on the way home in the crate from the vet. So then I had to wash his bottom because, that smells so bad. He did pee on a pee pad, but then it got all over his bottom side. So I kind of wiped him down with soap and hand and Huggies wipes. And then I did that every day until he was tolerable. And then he didn't go to the bathroom again. So yesterday I kind of like I put him on his back and massaged his belly. And I think it made him want to go to the bathroom. And I kind of syringe fed him water, like force fed him, because he won't drink water either. He's eating great, but he won't drink water. And I don't think he drinks water outside. So I'm going to make sure that the house he hangs out with, there's a house he hangs out at that people like leave him food and water. But I'm going to see if I'm going to try to bring a syringe when I walk so I can force feed him some water every day, because I meet him every day and I give him a little treat, and I'm going to bring him like the water. And then he was filled with fleas head to toe, so they gave him the Revolution. And now I brushed him with a really good hack for cats. If you have cats, I have the lice. When your kids get lice, they have that comb that it's like tiny, and then it has like all those like really close together metal spikes. That to brush the cat, not only does it take off all the excess hair, but it takes off all the dirt if they have any flea. Apparently all those little black balls are flea poop. That's what the vet told me. That's disgusting. So he was filled with those, and I cleaned him all up. So he's looking great. I had to massage him again today to make him pee. He peed in the litter box, which is his first time, which is amazing, but he hasn't gone to the bathroom. Anyways, who cares? He's doing well. So that's what I did. The other thing I did this weekend, so did anyone see the show Presumed Innocent on Apple? It was with Jake Gyllenhaal. Freaking fantastic show. I binged it in 2 days. It was so good. And it came on like, I don't know, a year ago or something. And it's based off a book. And the book is I think it's 2 or 3 series in the book. So they're going to make the second series now. And I can't wait. And I saw the book. So I was like, oh, let me read the book, because like I want to know what happens. And so I started reading the book Innocent. It's Innocent by Scott Turow. And he's the author of this trilogy or series. And it's really good. I can't put it down. I have so many shows to catch up on, and I haven't even done it because I've been reading this book all weekend. And it's so good. I can't wait for the series to come out. I did have to Google the names of the characters in the first book so I can like connect them to the characters in the second book. So if you did watch the series, I would go back and do that, because it connects everything in your head, and you can like picture who these people are. from the show. Oh my God, it's so good. I can't wait. Um, so yeah, CapCut has come out, like the editing tool, which I love because it's so user friendly and easy. But apparently, CapCut recently updated its terms of service, significantly impacting creators. So all over social media, people are saying, delete your CapCut, delete everything, because what they're doing now, while users still own the copyright to their content, CapCut now holds a perpetual worldwide royalty-free license to use, modify, adapt, and distribute user content. So they can take your content, do whatever the hell they want with it, and there's nothing you can do about it. But also, if they do something with your content, and let's say they put a, I don't know, they put a song, or if they do something wrong with your content, like, you're still responsible for the wrongdoing because it's your content, which doesn't make sense to me. But it says this license extends to public and private videos, even drafts. If you have a draft in there you haven't even published, they can do whatever they want with it, and includes the right to use creators' names, images, and likeness to identify them as a source of content, including sponsored material. That is so messed up. Why would they do that? Like, what are they planning to do? Thank God I haven't done too much other than my like dog videos in CapCut. I don't know, I don't really care what they do with those, but that's kind of screwed. And now I'm upset because now when I used to use TikTok and then just download it and not post it, but now they don't let you do that without the watermark. So I would use CapCut. So that's done. Everyone that's using CapCut, if you're okay with that, keep using it. But if you're not, I would stop because that's crazy. Karen Reed, holy shit. This Karen Reed trial is finally over. Found not guilty. Do I think she's guilty? I think there's a very huge possibility she is. I'm not going to lie. I think this is one of those cases that we will never know what happened. There's no proof. There's all these ideas. You can go in circles saying it could have been this, it could have been that. It could have very well been her. And she will take it to her grave and never tell a soul. And she just got off scot-free. Or some other freak accident happened. I don't know. But we'll never know. I think it's fair because we don't have any conclusive anything. There's no videotape, there's no witness, there's no ring camera, there's no nothing. It's kind of messed up if she would go to jail, but at the same time, I do think it's very possible she did it. I really do. I mean, she was inebriated and jealous and on and off, and the crack in the back car. Like, all the evidence points to it very well could have been her. So that's just insane. She's probably going to write a book. She's probably going to do a movie, and she's probably do all this stuff. So if she didn't do it, good for her. But if she did do it, wow, it's kind of nuts. But yeah, I didn't watch a trial. I just like saw the clips and stuff because I had already seen the documentary, and I feel like it's like overkill, the overload. The same day she was freed, they had a 2020 or 48 hours or whatever based on after the fact. That, like, they crank these things out so quickly, and it's like bullshit. Like, there's nothing new. It's just like regurgitating old information, and that drives me crazy. I don't have like the bandwidth. I just don't. The other day we were talking at work about, so I don't know if it's just a Florida thing or if it's everywhere, but mango season starts in Miami in May. And so all the mango trees, we have millions of them, thousands of them, and they start sprouting, and there's mangoes everywhere. There's people passing out mangoes all over my office. They're bringing boxes of mangoes from their house because they have too many mangoes. They don't know what to do with them, so they give them away. I even saw the other day a program. Where was it? I think it was like at a bakery or restaurant. If you take though, if you could trade mangoes for food or currency, um, like one yogurt shop, if you brought in 4 mangoes, they gave you like a free ice cream or whatever. It was so funny. But it's a huge thing here. I don't know where else the mangoes grow. I'm not educated in that department, but we were talking about, since people have so many mango trees, I've seen personally all my life growing up here, people drive around and they'll go behind people's houses. And so let's say there's a fence and the trees near the fence. They will either bring a ladder, bring their pickup truck, or bring like those long sticks that you like grab it with, and they'll put the stick like up into your tree, even over your fence, like to steal your mangoes. And everyone's like, no, that's like a free for all. Like, you're allowed to do that. I'm like, there's no way you're allowed to do that. Like, those aren't your mangoes. They're like, well, if it falls on the floor, yeah, if it falls on the floor on the sidewalk and you're passing by, but you're not allowed to like bring your tools and equipment and like ladder to take other people's stuff from over their fence. But people do it all over the place all the time. It's like crazy. Um, so it's funny. What do you guys think? Is it stealing? I think it's stealing. But they're also saying they're going to implement. So it says because of the theft, it's a lot. They're going to try to, they're saying that Florida law says if the fruit is on the branch of your neighbor's tree but hanging over your fence, it's still your neighbor's fruit. Under common law, if the fruit falls in your yard or on the sidewalk, it's for sure yours. If the fruit tree is on the branch of your neighbor's tree but hanging over the fence, it's still your neighbor's fruit. If you take it before it falls, it's common theft law. So we were looking this up because everyone's like, no, it's a free for all. It's like, no. I mean, I don't know who's going to prosecute the mango people, but it's not cool. I mean, I think it's kind of common sense. If it's on someone else's tree in their private property, even if it's hanging over, it's not for you to take. But if you have any mango stories, let me know. I'm curious to see how rampant these thieves are out here. Mangoes are delicious though. Can you blame them? I mean, you put that in anything, you make mango ice cream, mango muffins, mango yogurt and fruit. It's just so good. Another topic we were talking about, work wives and husbands. So, what do you think about having a work wife and a work husband? I think the term needs to go away. We need to get rid of it. I think, like with most things, when you don't have boundaries, that's where the danger starts. Like, what's that saying? Affairs don't start in the bedroom. Like when people are like, "Oh, it's a work lunch." It's like, no, two people over a meal in a restaurant is a date. That's called a date. The affairs don't start in the bedroom. They start over coffee, over text message, over a sandwich. It's like, how do you think things start? You have to start somewhere, and you're not going to start in the bedroom. That's awkward. So people like to make everything look so innocent, but that's just one more little layer that you're knocking down to get like closer to the infidelity. I wonder when it started. Work wife and work husbands. Um, some people think it's totally fine and some people think it's not. I'm on the corner that it's not. I think what's the need? Why call anyone your husband or wife? It's inappropriate, and it's especially if one of the people isn't to the other person, will never admit it, but like they kind of like them. It's just a way to cross over a boundary that you don't need to cross. There's some comments here online because somebody's saying how they do that. They have a work wife, and then somebody was telling them it was inappropriate, so they asked a question online. Why not call it work bestie or something along the lines of that? I've always worked I've always took it as that person is your closest friend at work. Me and two of my work friends joke around saying we're all work wives. If it's two women, three women, or two men, three men, men wouldn't do that. But women, it doesn't matter. But if it's like someone you can, hook up with because they're the opposite, like they're the sex you're into, then that's a problem. Um, Someone else said, depends if you're actively seeking more. No, it doesn't, because that's where it starts. See, people like to act like they're so clueless and oblivious. Like, you're not clueless. If you take that little step, then that's just one more you're closer to that door of infidelity. Um, so people like to say it's innocent, and then other people are like, it's a good indicator there's a hint of attraction. I agree. It's a good indicator that it just makes you comfortable to be a little, it's a flirtatious way of trying to act like it's all innocent and you can hang out more and you can trust them. And no. If my husband said he had a work wife, I would divorce him. It's super disrespectful. It's like you don't throw that word around, and then now it's like that person has more authority over you because you're just using a stupid little term. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think it's a big no. Absolutely not. I saw this story. It's a few weeks old, but I thought it was so crazy. NFL star stunned passengers by abandoning wife and four kids so he can go sit in first class seat on the flight. This was back in the end of May. Um, so this guy, Matthew Stafford, recently left his family and coach to sit first class on a flight, and the Rams quarterback got some looks as he boarded the plane. Stafford's wife, Kelly, explained on a recent episode of her The Morning After podcast that the couple and their 4 daughters recently visited her parents and sister in Texas. And while the passer is used to private travel in the NFL, he and Kelly decided to just book commercial Delta. However, what Kelly didn't tell him is that the flight only had 3 first class seats left and that she chose to put her husband and his 6'3" frame there by himself. Stafford eventually found out where he was sitting when their family was checking in and correctly predicted that it would be a bad look. He was like, I'm going to look like the biggest a-hole. Oh, so she was fine with it? I go, listen, if people have time to consider you to be an a-hole because your 6'3" self is not going to sit in the back with everyone in your family who is 5'3" and under, then they've got bigger issues. So if she's okay with it, then I guess why wouldn't anyone else be? It's not like he was worried about it, So 6'3" is ginormous, and it is torture it's torture for me, and I'm 5'4", to be in a regular small ass seat in an airplane. So yeah, I don't think that's a big deal. The only problem is he's not helping her with the 3 kids. That's annoying. I guess I'll be thinking about that ahead of time next time, but I don't think that's too much of a big deal. I mean, imagine the mom. If she goes up to the front and leaves him in the back with the kids, she's going to be worried about them the whole time anyway. So I thought that was interesting. It's not a big deal now that I'm reading the story. All right, let's do Love Island USA. Jesus, I love this show. It's getting nuts. There's so much. The thing is, like, the characters are so out there, and I appreciate their willingness to look foolish on TV because it's so entertaining. Like Austin, my gosh. Austin is TV gold. His dancing with Meg the Stallion, sorry. It's gold. He really went for it. You know what I noticed? They didn't show some of the girls the whole from the beginning, because who do I think went first and was ridiculously twerking like a psycho? I was thinking, what if you're like not? What if you don't do that? Like, what if you have 2 left feet and you can't move, or you're whatever? What if you don't want to do it? Like, what happens? And I did notice that they skipped over a bunch of girls. They didn't show it all, so I feel like maybe some of them didn't do it. I don't know. I would love to know, because they did skip, and that's not a comfortable thing to do. And the guys too, I don't think they showed all the guys, so I don't know. But Paige DeSorbo, so she went to host a game on Love Island, and she wore this brown turtleneck suede dress. And I noticed it right away. It's like the same thing she wore in Watch What Happens Live after show, with the same hair, it looked exactly the same. That's why I noticed it, because she was like, it was the same. And she explained on her podcast that she had all these other outfits picked out, but then last minute, day of the flight, she's already packed. And they said, do you have anything lumberjack? And so she brought that because they said the lumberjack. But I'm like, lumberjack could be anything. It could be overalls. Could be, I don't know. She didn't have to wear a suede turtleneck, long ass dress in the beating 150-degree sun. That was dumb. I don't get why. And it doesn't even look lumberjack. I don't know. I feel like maybe I get it. Like, she was pressured and she thought that's what fit. But apparently she fainted. And that's why everyone was asking, like, what happened in the mid of the game? Like, she disappeared. She apparently was so hot that she fainted, and then said she couldn't go on because she didn't feel right. So that sucks. Like, the outfit not only was a repeat outfit, which is fine in real life, like, you should wear your clothes all the time since you paid for them, but like as a celebrity and a fashion person, like, no. Or she could have styled her hair differently or something differently, but it just really didn't go, because it's suede turtleneck doesn't go with summer. So that's first of all. And it didn't really look lumberjack to me either. So I don't think it made sense on any level, but it kind of ruined her spot on Love Island. it ruined her being able to finish. That sucks. But she was also she stayed a few days and then did the after sun. So she showed off one of her better outfits on the after sun. But that's a shame because she flew so many hours just for that to happen. Yeah, the show was so good. The bombshells Iris, and she was like into Jeremiah. Jeremiah dropped Huda as he should have. My God, that girl is crazy. And then Jeremiah's not into Iris whatsoever. You could tell he just likes her as a friend. She's super pretty though, but she's obviously just not his type. And she's now hooking up with the new bombshell that came in. I forgot his name. The white guy with the light eyes. He's super cute. He's more her speed. They make a better match as far as their vibes. But Jeremiah is now into the other new bombshell, Alin, and I forgot her name. The other bombshell, and Anna something. And so Pepe and Hannah are still going strong. Huda did try to put the moves on Pepe, and Pepe was blown, like pulled back, and then Hannah was like hurt because she stood by Huda, and Huda apologized to her after. But Huda's just bad news. She's just toxic. I will be happy when she's gone if they let her leave, but the producers are being annoying and like keeping her around for I don't know why. I think it was rigged when she wasn't voted off. I don't think anyone wanted her to be there. And you notice when Ace got behind her, she went to grab his hand and he pulled away. Like, I feel like that I don't know why. I mean, I want, how can the producers tell you who, like, to lie? You know, that's not what you want to do. That was weird. It was weird. And then Jeremiah's family posted because they saw their son, brother, whatever, family member being verbally abused by Huda, and they posted a thing saying no one should be talked to this way. It's never okay, blah blah blah. So his family hates her, as they should. Ace is now with Shelly. So the big thing there's a rumor that Ace and Shelly dated or knew each other before the show. Her family came out and said, I want to set the record straight. They passed each other in the streets. What does that mean? They talked, they went on a date, they went for coffee. Like, what? They said they passed each other in the streets and DM'd a few times or something. I'm like, well, that's pretty much knowing each other, right? At some level. So for them to act like they don't know each other on TV is, Shelly was my favorite, but if she did that, that's pretty like, what are you doing? I don't know. Did they plan this together? I mean, is it a coincidence that they both ended up on the show? So they did confirm that they did know each other in some sense before the show, which is kind of ruining that situation for me. Oh my God, Austin. I just realized who he reminds me of. Austin sounds and talks like Scott Disick from the Kardashians. He sounds just like Scott Disick. I'm like, where have I heard this annoying ass voice? Austin sounds like Scott Disick. Oh my God. Anyways, okay, so what else? Nick and Sierra, they're super cute, but Nick has his eye on the other girl, the new bombshell, Alejandrina, whatever her name is. And then Sierra has her eye on the new guy a little bit, but we'll see where that goes. I heard a rumor too that on After Sun, Ariana said that for the Casa Amor, it's not going to be the guys, it's going to be the girls. I'm like, that's a mistake. They've done so many things. I think it went to their head because last season of Love Island blew up so much because of the whole thing and Ariana being on it. They had more eyes. They're being over the top with this season and they're kind of ruining it. Letting who to stay on. Nobody voted for who to stay on. That's ridiculous. Having them go with the bombshells and making out right away in the hideaway at the beginning of the show. They never did that before. Disgusting. That's not organic. The stupid High School Musical performance at the beginning of the show, ridiculous. They didn't do that before. They're doing all these things, including this. So Casa Amor is going to be boring and sucky. Women are not like men. They're not going to go the extra mile and be raunchy and stupid. They're going to, So again, we'll see how that plays out, but they're changing the rules and I don't like it. I don't think it makes for organic, like real behavior that people actually do. Because the girls aren't going to do that. Even before, when the guys are in Casa Amor and they stay behind and they bring in the guy, it's the same thing. They're both in a quote unquote Casa Amor. It's just a different house. They're both doing the same thing because they're bringing guys for the girls and they're bringing girls for the guys in both houses, anyways. And the girls always don't do anything but talk about the guys that they miss and what are the guys doing. And it's like, girls are not like guys. But we'll see what happens. It's getting good. It comes on tonight. I can't wait. The poor truck driver guy that got voted off. He said he got his passport to go on the show. That was so funny. Well, now he has a passport. Now he can go somewhere else. Oh, Charlie was on Biofiles. I haven't heard it yet, but he's so cute. He's probably looking like, oh, this girl like acts like she was crying over me, and she like right away got back into Pepe's arms. I mean, what is she gonna do? She stays on the show. She has to continue. Oh, Belle Dash A was on Biofiles when she was removed, and she dropped an interesting thing. She said that her and Taylor had major chemistry, and they didn't show any of it. So again, what is that about? I want to know. Like, what? Her and Taylor had major chemistry. So Taylor's another one. Oh my gosh, he's so funny. He has a funny face. When he was doing the twerking with Meg the Stallion, the facials were insane. Oh my gosh, so funny. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So short and sweet. And I'll see you next week. That's all I have to talk about. And we'll talk more Love Island next time. Bye.